Confidence is one of the most misunderstood things in human psychology. Most people think confidence comes after success, after the promotion, after the compliments, after the perfect body, after everyone finally approves of you. But what if that's completely backwards? Think about the most confident person you've ever met. Not the loudest, not the richest, not the most attractive, the truly confident one. The person who walks into a room and somehow changes the atmosphere without saying much. What if I told you that confidence isn't something they have, it's something they do? And here's the disturbing part. Many people spend their entire lives chasing confidence while unknowingly practicing behaviors that destroy it every single day. Psychology reveals that confidence isn't built through motivation, it's built through behavior. Small actions repeated daily until your brain has no choice but to believe who you're becoming. Today, we're uncovering 6 powerful behaviors that quietly transform the way you see yourself and the way the world sees you. But the 6th behavior is the one almost nobody talks about, and it might be the reason your confidence keeps disappearing no matter how hard you try. Let's begin. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, not looking at your reflection, looking at your relationship with yourself. Most people think low confidence is a personality problem, but psychology suggests something very different. Confidence is often the result of accumulated evidence. Your brain is constantly gathering proof about who you are. Every action, every decision, every promise you keep, every promise you break. And over time, your subconscious creates an identity based on that evidence. That's why affirmations alone rarely work. Your mind doesn't believe words, it believes patterns. And once you understand that, everything changes. Because confidence isn't born from thinking differently, it's born from behaving differently. Which brings us to the first behavior. Number 1, keep small promises to yourself. Most people don't realize it, but confidence and self-trust are inseparable. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and don't do it, you create a tiny crack in your self-trust. One missed workout, one unfinished project, one promise postponed. Individually, they seem harmless. Collectively, they become an identity. An identity that whispers, you can't rely on yourself. Confident people aren't confident because they never fail. They're confident because they've repeatedly proven to themselves that they can be trusted. Start small, ridiculously small. Read 1 page, take 1 walk, write 1 paragraph, keep 1 promise. Because every kept promise becomes evidence, and evidence is what confidence feeds on. But confidence isn't only built through action, it's also built through discomfort. And that's where the second behavior changes everything. Number 2, do one thing that scares you every day. Your comfort zone feels safe, but it has a hidden cost. Every day spent avoiding discomfort teaches your brain that discomfort is dangerous. The problem? Growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Imagine 2 people. One avoids difficult conversations, the other has them. One avoids rejection, the other risks it. One stays hidden, the other shows up. A year later, they become completely different people, not because of talent, because of behavior. Confidence is often the memory of surviving things you once thought would break you. The more fears you face, the more evidence you collect that you're capable. And capable people naturally become confident people. But confidence can still collapse if you're trapped in another destructive habit, a habit that millions practice every day without realizing it. Comparison. Number 3, stop measuring your life against other people. Social media created a psychological trap, a trap our brains were never designed for. You wake up, open your phone, and instantly compare your reality to someone else's highlight reel. Their success, their relationship, their lifestyle, their achievements. and suddenly your own life feels smaller. Confidence dies when your value depends on someone else's progress, because there will always be someone richer, smarter, more attractive, more successful. The comparison game has no finish line. Confident people understand something powerful. The only meaningful comparison is between who you were yesterday and who you are today. The moment you stop competing with strangers, you reclaim your energy, and that energy becomes confidence. But there's another confidence killer that's even more subtle, and most people never see it. 4. Speak slower. When people feel insecure, they often rush their words, rush their decisions, rush their explanations, rush their existence. Why? Because insecurity creates a subconscious need for approval, a need to justify yourself, to prove yourself, to be accepted. But confident people communicate differently. They pause, they breathe, they think. They understand that silence isn't weakness, it's power. The next time you're speaking, slow down. Notice what happens. People listen more carefully, your words carry more weight, and surprisingly, your brain starts interpreting your behavior as confidence, because behavior influences identity, not just the other way around. But the 5th behavior may be the most transformative of all, because it changes how you respond to failure itself. 5. Stop taking failure personally. Failure is inevitable, but insecurity turns failure into identity. A confident person says, "I failed." An insecure person says, "I am a failure." Notice the difference. One describes an event, the other describes a person. This psychological distinction changes everything. Every successful person has been rejected, embarrassed, ignored, criticized, misunderstood. The difference isn't that they experienced less failure. The difference is that they didn't allow failure to define them. When you separate your identity from your outcomes, confidence becomes much harder to destroy. And that leads us to the final behavior, the one most people overlook, the one that quietly determines everything. Learn to be comfortable alone. This isn't about isolation, it's about self-relationship. Many people are terrified of being alone, not because solitude is painful, because silence reveals what distraction hides. When you're alone, you meet yourself, your fears, your insecurities, your unresolved thoughts, your unmet needs. Confident people don't run from that meeting, they embrace it. Because confidence grows when your sense of worth no longer depends on constant validation. The moment you become comfortable in your own company, you stop chasing approval. And when you stop chasing approval, something remarkable happens. You become free. At the beginning of this video, we talked about a hidden truth, that confidence isn't something you have, it's something you do. And now you can see why. Confidence isn't built in one dramatic moment, it's built quietly, through kept promises, through courage, through discomfort, through self-respect, through solitude, through showing your brain evidence that you are capable, day after day, choice after choice, behavior after behavior. Eventually, confidence stops feeling like an act, because it becomes your identity. And maybe that's the biggest realization of all. The most confident people in the world aren't fearless. They've simply collected enough evidence to stop doubting themselves. The question is, what evidence are your daily behaviors creating about you right now? Because your future confidence is already being built today, whether you realize it or not.